Where did the point come, or when did the point come, I should say, where you're like, as much as I enjoy this, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore?
It was I felt like I was constantly resetting, and there was times where I felt like I just kind of wasn't in control of like my career, if you want to call it that. It's strenuous. It's tough. It stinks and I wasn't making a lot of money at my regular job at that point.
What were you doing during the day when you were trying to support your wrestling habit?
Oh boy, good old retail jobs, right? The biweekly pay and the barely above minimum wage. It was rough. I was at Target. I was at Dick's Sporting Goods. I was trying to find my way, but I work all this, throughout the week, and I was never getting full-time opportunity because a lot of these places just weren't looking to do that at that point. And I'd get my paychecks, and they'd all be gone by the end of the weekend because of travel, of various expenses. And when you got bills to pay, just so much added up. I was just emotionally burned out. It's weird to say like politics and wrestling, but it happens everywhere. That wore me down quite a bit. I'm like, why was I missing family time or having a life to get stabbed in the back for $20? You know what I mean? Like, and that stuff starts to wear on you. And I'm like, looking back, I'm glad I tried it. It's been a couple times where I was like, man, I'd like to give this a full go again. But in hindsight, I'm glad I can look back, and I got to wrestle and meet so many great people. A lot of bad people along the way too, but a lot of great people that are still in my life today, and memories that that I can say that I have that people who never tried it can't say.
Yeah, and some of the things that Matt is like kind of explaining, but being vague, is, you take your paycheck home, you have your car payment, you have your car insurance, you have your internet bill, whatever. Matt, I wouldn't consider you a body guy, but you're in great shape. So obviously, you're at the gym, you're eating the right foods, which isn't cheap. I, on the other hand, I'm going to make the town. I'm going to have a couple beers the night before I go wrestle. I'm going to grab something from a diner on the way that I might have saw on TV. Not saying that that's a bad thing. I mean, I think I did what I did well, but you kind of took it to a whole nother level, especially having that athletic background, having that amateur wrestling background, knowing the work that you have to put in to get out what you need to get out of it. Yeah. And, when someone like you says what you just said, and there's 10 other guys that are willing to take your place that all look the same, don't put the effort in that needs to be put in, don't do the little things that need to be done to get to that next level. For a guy like me who looks at talent and say, hey, can I do something with this guy? It's very frustrating. It's kind of very disheartening as well. So when you said, because I go through this, I battle this all the time, and it's a problem to this day. And when we do the plugs at the end, I'll talk about exactly why it's a problem. So when you say, you had these thoughts about getting back into it, how close were you to getting back into it and say, I'm going to give this another shot and I'm going to make this work?
There were a couple times where I did maybe a show appearance here. I did a little stretch in 2016 where I was starting to kind of get the feel for it. And then I'm like, you know what, maybe this is a little too much right now. It's kind of been like with the ebbs and flows of my love for watching pro wrestling, because in very recent years, it's been pretty good, I would dare so say. There was a long stretch where TV wrestling, like I would find anything else to watch. I would rather watch reruns of some show I've watched 5-10 times over than tune in, because it wasn't enjoyable. There was a point maybe last year where I was like, oh, maybe, wrestling's getting fun again with everything with WWE getting big, everything with Cody Rhodes and all that stuff, and I was like, maybe I can. But I feel like something like that, like I've experienced it before. I kind of look at it I'm from the outside looking in now. It doesn't seem like an environment that I think I'd be okay in, but I definitely know I have the maturity now to handle a lot of the noise and other nonsense that goes on within it.